Alrighty folks, let's start with this base, and as you can see this is a pretty large base, so when you're printing on printers like I am, you're gonna have gaps, and those gaps are gonna create seams, and we're gonna have to fill them. And I ran out of ammo mud at the time, so I actually pulled out my Vallejo mud, and what I'm doing here is I'm just filling in these seams after I've already filled them with super glue just to make a strong bond and bring the base together. I'm actually going over those seams with some dirt and mud because this scene already has plenty of dirt and mud and rocks, so it actually makes it seamless. In other words, we're covering up those seams with the mud, and this is an acrylic mud, so you just kind of stipple it on there with a big thick brush and it'll hide the seams. You'll see. Now when we have a nice smooth seam like on this cape, it's a little bit differently. We can't put mud on here and cover this seam up, so I have a different tool. We're actually going to use this little Dremel tool that I have, and I'm putting a little sanding tool on the end, just a rotary sander, and what I'm doing is I'm sanding over the super glue seam that I've made. Now this is a very rough sanding tool, so you want to go back over it with some finer sanding paper, or like I like to use sanding sponges because I get a smoother finish. And what that does is it just gives you a nice smooth transition there. Now you might not be happy with that after it's all said and done, so there's some other options, and I'm going to show you here. I just took some clear resin and I'm just brushing it over top of the sanded area, and it's UV cured resin, so all you need is a UV source. So if you don't have one, you can just take it outside during the sunlight, like take it outside during the day, put it in sunlight, or get yourself an $11 UV flashlight on Amazon like I have here, and you can just cure it in place. And all that does is kind of fill in some of the rough scratches or any kind of divots you might have made when you were sanding, and then just go back over it with that same sanding sponge to blend it all together. And what you end up with is a nice finished smooth transition surface where your paint is gonna look nice and smooth.